should be good. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. We should be good. I'm early. I am early today. Not by much, just to be clear, but I was scheduled. I had this scheduled for 1:30, but here we are, and it is 1:23 my time. But I thought we would just kind of get started on things a hair early. I have a bit of a headache tonight. I'm not 100% sure why. I have some ideas. It could be this thing on my head that I clipped off yesterday. It could be that. It's healing, but still, it could be contributing to my headache, or I had some sweets earlier on top of a cup of tea, which I put sugar in. But I had a small group tonight, and at a small group there was a bowl of M&Ms, and I partook. I partook in the M&Ms, and I also partook in these pumpkin pecan cookies. They were very good. They were very good cookies. But all that being said, sugar was consumed tonight. That's probably the reason. I should drink more water. And just have less sugar, ultimately. But here we are. I have a headache. So, let me switch this here really quick. Here we go. I'm ready for tonight. Okay, good. I'm not moving my camera at all. Just make sure this is... Oh, there we go. It's about where I want it to be. I'm ready for tonight. Last night I had work to do. I do not have work to do tonight. I've got everything done that I wanted to, which is good. So without further ado, like yesterday we were 30% done. Am I right? We're chugging along. We are chugging along. I realized I haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to this. Let me zoom in for you guys here. There we go. Okay, so like week 2. Oh yeah, week 2. Oh yeah, I haven't really looked into Elite Code a whole lot yet. Sorry. I said I would, I haven't. Yeah. I felt pretty good about doing this though. So we'll just continue on with this. And I opened this hair earlier this evening. Not a hair, a little bit ago, just to kind of see what we're up against. And this is 9 minutes, almost 10. And so we got that. I don't know how long this one is. Depending on how thick these videos are, we might, like I mentioned yesterday, just do a couple. We'll see. Because I don't want my brain to blow a fuse. And I also don't want to just, have this take all night, But we'll see. I want to understand things, and I want to, even if it takes a little longer to get through something, I'd rather understand it at the end than blow through a bunch of videos and not understand anything. Getting my cord for my phone in my chair. Hold on a second. Oh, that is not ideal. How on earth? Oh, my word. Good heavens. It was like in the wheel? Is everything cool? Yeah? Yeah, it looks like it. Heavens. Okay. Get this plugged in. Alright. Man, I really just messed around. Already been streaming for almost 6 minutes. Okay, let's get comfy. Excuse me. Okay. You guys ready for this? I think I am. Alright. Gotta get the yawn in. There we go. Let's go.
So we're going to find that there's a number of different ways that we can read through the file, but the most common way that we're going to read through the file is to treat it as a sequence of lines, and we're going to
file handle as a sequence. A file handle open for read can be treated as a sequence of strings where each line in the file is a string This is a rough start. File handle open for read can be treated as a sequence of strings where each line in the file is a string in the sequence. What? We can use the for statement to iterate through a sequence. Memory sequence is an ordered set. X file equals open. So that's the handle. Opening mbox.text. For cheese in X file, print cheese. Okay. This bit is weird to me. For file handle, open for read can be treated as a sequence of strings where each line in the file is a string in the sequence. Okay.
use the determinant loop, the for loop, to do this. And so what happens here, for loop file is to treat it as a sequence of lines.
Starting over.
So we're going to find that there's a number of different ways that we can read through the file, but the most common way that we're going to read through the file is to treat it as a sequence of lines. And we're going to use the determinant loop, the for loop, to do this. And so what happens here is we get back this handle that opens the file and gives us back the handle. That handle X file is the variable I named I just named it X file. That's not the data, but it is a sequence. It is that file handle represents to Python a sequence that we can potentially walk through and then get all the lines. And it's the simplest, most beautiful, elegant way to read all the lines in a file. We use the for loop, and we have an iteration variable. This is going to take, when we talk about the file, cheese is going to be the first line, then the second line, then the third line, then the fourth line. So it's like going through a string, but you're going through a file now, and you're getting it line by line. So that's each line. I just picked a variable named cheese so you didn't get confused. Later I'll call this line, but Python doesn't know anything special by naming that variable line. Okay, and so this is, it's the for and the in, and so for, I read this as for each line in the file X, the file handle X file. So run this loop one time for every line and then print it out. So it's actually really quite simple.
So why? So this is each letter is a line?
In the Python does. So it's like made to read all the lines in a file. We use the for loop, and we have an iteration variable. This is going to take, when we talk about the file, cheese is going to be the first line, then the second line, then the third line, then the fourth line. So it's like going through a string, but you're going through a file now, and you're getting it line by line. So that's each line. I just picked a variable named cheese so you didn't get confused. Later I'll call this line, but Python doesn't know anything special by naming that variable line. Okay, and so this is, It's the for and the in, and so for I read this as for each line in the file x, the file handle x file. So run this loop one time for every line and then print it out. So it's actually really quite simple. Okay. Other languages like C or C++ or other languages, they have to write while loops with end of file conditions and all kinds of things that make this very difficult. But this is one of the prettiest things that Python has. It's a very, very pretty thing. Okay, so let's talk about.
So, as I understand it, then the in the example cheese, right? Would it only have the number of like would it only populate the populate as lines from the file that is opening, the X file one or whatever? Would it only use the number of letters that cheese has? What is it? 6? Would there only be 6 lines of code then that it opens? Or that it opens from the file? So where if you use line for line in, it'd only be 4 because LINE. That can't be, because if the file has like buku lines, you can't use Apple and open it because it only do like X number of lines, and you're trying to see like the whole thing. I don't know. We'll see here. Open a file, read only. Counting lines in a file. Open a file, read only. Use a for loop to read each line. Count the lines and print out the number of lines. Fhand equals open, mbox text. Count equals 0. So fhand opens it. For line in fhand. Oh. Count equals count plus 1. That's the counter. Print line count. Colon count. Python opened up. Hi, line count. See, it's like buku lines, bro. Okay, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everything that I just said is irrelevant. I should have just read this. Dang it. Oh, goodness.
What we might do. And we're going kind of back to iterations now. What if we wanted to count the number of lines in a file? Well, this is a basic loop counting pattern. So we open the file, and then, like in all these loops, we do something to sort of prime the loop to get it started, set a variable count to 0. And I'm going to use the variable line that's going to go through each of the lines in the file, for line in fhand, down the file. And it's going to run this loop once for each line in the file, and the variable line is going to change. But all I'm going to do is add count equals count plus 1. And so that's just, like from counters, that's just how you detect. So every time we see a line, we're just going to add 1 to the counter. We're not printing the line. We're not even looking at its data at this point. And then when the line is done, however many times it has to go, out it comes, and we print out line count equals count. And so if we open inbox.txt, this is going to do all this work and then print this line out and say line count is 132,045. So this is a little 5-line program that shows.
Okay, so this for line in fhand, that's what causes the iteration like motor. Then count equals count plus 1 is what changes each time. So it starts at 0, but then the first time it iterates through, it adds 1, so it's 1, then adds 1 is 2. Okay.
Shows you how to count the lines in a text file using Python. Again, simple and elegant. and not too much syntax for you to have to learn. Now it's also
reading the whole file. We can read the whole file, new lines and all. Why is that mentioned? That kind of weirded me out for a minute. New lines and all. We can read the whole file into a single string. fand equals open inbox short text. INP equals fand dot read print length. INP dot read. Okay, so the dot read is what reads it. Length determines the length obviously of the read file. The opened read file. Print interesting. So print INP beginning it like the first character through 20. So nothing after 20.
possible to read the file as a series of characters, all in one go. Read the whole file in. Now you got to be careful depending on the size of the file. This is going to lead to a string variable with a lot of data in it.
Yeah.
Now if it's 100,000 characters, that's actually kind of a small thing. But if it was 10 million lines, that would probably not be good. You'd want to read it one line at a time and process each line and then do something. But mboxshort.txt is a small little file. So we open it and we get back a file handle object, and we call the read method, and that says go through and read all the text and give it back in one big blob, one big string, and I'll put it in imp. And so that's where you have a line, a new line, a line, a new line, a line, a new line. It's not really lines, it's just a sequence of characters with new lines in there to punctuate them.
Oh.
And now you can split that, later we'll see how to split that into separate lines if you want. Now I picked a file that was short, and so this imp variable now has a string in it, and I can use the len function, pass a string into the len function. It says, 94,626 characters. That's kind of a small little file, and perfectly okay to read it all in one go. And so now I say just print the first 20 characters. That's beginning to up to but not including 20, and so it shows the first 20 characters of that little file is a from line, because this is a mailbox file.
Not including 20. So it's not just everything after 20 is not including 22. 20 as well.
Now, let's say we're going to...
Searching through a file, we can put an if statement in our for loop to only print lines that meet some criteria. fand equals open inbox short.text for line in fand if line dot starts with from print line. Okay.
to do a searching, and we did this loop where you're looking for something. And so we're going to search for lines that have a prefix of from. Okay, that's what we're going to do, and we're going to print those lines out. So there's lots of lines in this file. Line, 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 line from. Line, 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 line from, right? On and on and on. And we only want to show these lines, the ones that match, right? That's what we want to do. And so we are going to write an open statement, and then we're going to loop through, and we're going to ask the question. If the line starts with from, print it. So sometimes it's going to skip, 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 and then it's going to run it, and then skip, 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 and it's going to run it, skip, 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 and then it's going to run it. Okay? So that's the basic idea, and then it'll finish when it's all said and done. And so this is like a criteria. This is like a search. We're looking for lines that match the string, that have the string from as their prefix. Now, when we look at the output of this, it's kind of weird. We see kind of these little blank lines that show up. Blank, 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 blank. What's going on here? What's going on? So let's take a quick look.
That white space.
The problem is new lines.
Each line from the file has a new line at the end. Oh. The print statement adds a new line to each line. So. Oh. So the print statement automatically. So this is like a line, this is a line, this is a line, this is a line. So starting off, each line from the file has a new line at the end. That's what you were saying earlier. We would see the text and it would just be a bunch of data, but it would have like data, data, new line, data, data, new line, data, data, new line. And so like this, it's data, data, a new line. It would start a new line, but there'd be nothing there. Yeah, nothing there. And so the print statement just spits in a new line, and then it would find the next data, a new line, and repeat. I think this is here solely because it's like, oh, we're making a new line after this line. And then it didn't necessarily have a from. So put a new line. Or at least, I mean, it must not have started with from. So put in a new line because there was nothing else there. Otherwise, there would have been data with a new line at the end of that, just like the others.
Well, I mentioned that the file has new lines in them. And so when you do the for loop, it doesn't throw the new lines away. As you might expect, it would be kind of nice if it did, but it doesn't. It actually shows you when you read, it reads that first line up to and including the new line and gives you that back as the variable. So that is the first new line. So that means it's going to go down. And then the print statement actually adds another new line. So that's the second line of the file has a new line at the end of it, and the print statement adds another new line. So if we take a look at the code, there is a new.
Searching through a file fixed. We can strip the white space from the right hand side of the string using R strip from the string library. Frankly, I don't have a problem with spaces. Personally. The new line is considered white space and is stripped. F hand equals open. Oh, interesting. For line and F and line equals line dot R strip. So that's just kind of like a preemptive get rid of the space stuff. If line then starts with from print line, and that shrinks everything up. So that's interesting. Because we saw there were two new lines, one after the line, right? And then another one. Which one does it get rid of? Because there's still from. It's not like one line across, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about this.
Line, oops, come back. If we take a look at the code, this variable line has a new line in it. Oops, where am I at? I'm in the wrong slide. There we go. Yeah, this is the one I want to do. If we look at the code, there's a new line in here, and then the print adds another new line. So the print adds a separate new line. And that's how we get two new lines, the print statement's new line and the new line from the file. Here's how we fix it, and you're going to write this code a lot because when you're reading text files, you end up with a new line, and often you don't want the new line. But thankfully, as we saw in the previous chapter, there is a nice little function in Python for strings called strip that allows you to throw away white space. And to review, remember white space is anything that doesn't print. And this new line is not a non-printing character. So our strip gets rid of it. So it's a way to get rid of white space. And our strip does it from the right end. So it's the right end of the string. And so if we just are going to loop through all the lines in the file, we say line equals line r strip, and then this variable no longer has the new line at the end of it. We have our little if statement, and if we print it, then this line, the data has no thing, and then the data has a no new line in it, so the print only goes down one. And so now we have single spaced output. And so you're going to be doing that a lot. Then this line, the data has no thing, and then the data has a no new line in it, so the print only goes down one. And so now we have single spaced
Why does it go down
output.
one?
And so you're going to be doing that. Space is anything that doesn't print. And this new line is not a non-printing character. So our strip gets rid of it. So it's a way to get rid of white space. And our strip does it from the right end. So it's the right end of the string. And so if we just are going to loop through all the lines in the file, we say line equals line r strip, and then this variable no longer has the new line at the end of it. We have our little if statement, and if we print it, then this line, the data has no thing, and then the data has a no new line in it, so the print only goes down one. And so now we have single spaced output. And so you're going to be doing that a lot. It's really common to read through a file and then just strip the new line or any trailing space off the end of that. Now, there's a couple of ways to do a loop like this, and let's just think of this as we're looking for a file with lots of different lines in it, and we want to ignore all the lines except some, say, good lines, and we want to do something with those good lines, or the lines we're looking for. Needle in a haystack. This is like searching for a needle in the haystack. So if you look at this code at high level, we're going to loop through everything, and then we're sort of picking which lines are, and these are the good lines down here. Now often we have a bunch more code that we want to do, and we're not just printing them, but we're going to do a lot of code. So sometimes you actually structure the loop a little bit differently. And so the way to do it, and this is going to do the exact same thing, it's just a little different way of thinking about this loop. So the top part is the same, we're stripping it, and what we're doing here is everything's the same here except we add this not. If the line does not start with from, that's the translation of that. If the line does not start with from, continue.
Oh. I didn't even pay attention to that, honestly. If not line. Oh, so that just skips over the from stuff. What? Why is that different than if the line does start with? It's not just doing the same thing?
So basically we have a skipping pattern. So the lines we're not interested in, we skip. So we come down, we skip a lot of lines. And then we find a line that's good, and then we fall through. So this is the good code, and then we have all the other good code that we want to do to that line. We have that showing up down here. And so there's just two patterns, two ways to do the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah.
So another way to select the line.
So you're using in to select the lines. I'm stinking tired, folks. I don't know what. I'm sorry. I was like, oh, I'm ready for tonight. Maybe I was not as ready as I thought I was going to be. I'm dang tired. Might be calling it early tonight. We'll see here. How long was the stream last night? I can't, because it's like, I kind of feel bad. It was like yesterday was a short stream. Today might be. It's like 18 minutes. Okay, we're already farther than yesterday, but okay. But yeah, just heads up. That might kind of be where we're headed, cause ya boy, kind of tired. I think it might be good to try to start doing this during the day. I mentioned that before. I maybe should actually do it. use again to select lines. We can look for a string anywhere in a line. Excuse me. We can look for a line. Excuse me. We can look for a string anywhere in a line as our selection criteria. F8 equals open. Line equals line.r strip. Strips all the white space. If not, so if it's not oh man, crud, this could get complicated. If not that in a line, continue. So skip over anything but uct.ac, whatever. Print line. So it only print
lines that we're interested in is to use the in operator. So we talked before about the in operator and how that works. So we're basically going to use the continue skipping method. So we're going to read all the lines, these first few lines. If uct.ac.za is not in the line, skip it. And so this is going to print out all the lines that have the string uct.ac.za in them. And so you see this is the output of the program, ...
So it'd grab everything in the line, like everything. If it had UCT whatever, which it looks like every line does. Wait.
Some in them. And so you see this is the output of the program, ...
Prompt for file name F. Name equals input. Enter the file name. Interesting. Enter the file name F hand equals input. Or I'm sorry. F hand equals open the file name. Count equals 0 for line in F hand. If line starts with subject, just count it up. Print there were count subject lines in F name. Okay. That's helpful. That's giving like a real world example. Prompt. Yeah. Enter the file name inbox.txt. There were 1,797 subject lines in inbox. Enter the file name inbox short. There were 27 subject lines in inbox short.
Sometimes you'll have programs that want to read different files. Often I give assignments where I say, show me how this program runs on the short file, and then show me again how it runs on the long file, just like this. And so the way we do that, to input the file name, instead of making the file name be a constant to the open call, we make the file name be a input. So we just run an input statement, which gives us a prompt, and then we type.
What do you say?
Sometimes you'll have programs that want to read different files. Often I give assignments where I say, show me how this program runs on the short file, and then show me again how it runs on the long file, just like this. And so the way we do that, to input the file name, instead of making the file name be a constant to the open call, we make the file name be a input. So we just run an input statement,
So that's the longer
which gives us a
version.
prompt, and then we type mbox.txt, and then that shows up in this variable f name. It's of course a string all the time, and we pass that into open, and then we open it, and then we do the count operation. So if we enter mbox.txt, it counts 1797 subject lines in mbox, and if we give it mbox short, it says there are 27 subject lines in mbox. And again, this is another one of those ifs, and it's just counting, but only counting lines that match a particular pattern.
Bad file names. Enter the file name inbox.txt. There were 1,700 subject lines in inbox. Enter the file name nana boo boo. File cannot be opened. Nana boo boo. File or f name equals input. Try f hand equals just opening the file, except print, file cannot be opened. That's the error, F name. Quit. Just quit it. Count equals 0 for line in F and if line starts with subject, count equals count plus 1, print there were, blah, 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 blah. But it won't get there as long as, or if you put something that you don't really have, like nana boo boo.
Okay, so now the user can also type bad file names, and we need to be able to deal with that as well. And so we're taking a small change to the code. The dangerous code is this line right here. This line right here is going to trace back if that file doesn't exist. So what do? Well, we're going to just expand that. The rest of this program is exactly the same. The only thing's different is we've got this line. We took out insurance on it, and we know that it might blow up, and so we have it in a try and except block. So here's how the code runs. So, the input runs, we type in a good file name, it comes in here. This works, and so it skips the except, and so it runs the code and prints out the count. So that's the good pattern. The bad pattern is here, where we type in a bad file name, it comes in the try except, this file name is nana boo boo, and it's going to blow up, so this line blows up, so it jumps down into the except code, prints out, file cannot be opened, so it prints this out. Now this quit is really important, because if we don't put this quit in here, it's going to continue down here, and that's going to blow up here because file handle is not defined properly at this point. And so what we have is we have this quit in here, it's going to continue down here, and that's going to blow up here because file handle is not defined properly at this point. And so what we have is we have this quit. Quit is a special function where it comes in and never returns. So this is a way to terminate the entire Python program silently with no traceback. Right? So we put in our own error message,
Okay.
so we look like we're professional, say, oh, could not open this file, and then we stop. If you don't, it's going to come down here and it's going to trace back right there. It's going to blow up. So the quit is useful when you want to stop executing because you've detected some kind of an error.
I still don't get why it would blow up because of line not being defined.
This works, and so it skips in the try except. File cannot be opened, so it prints this out. Now this quit is really important, because if we don't put this quit in here, it's going to continue down here, and that's going to blow up here because file handle is not defined properly at this point. And so what we have is we have this quit. Quit is a special function where it comes in and never
Isn't this defined? Oh.
Prints this out. Now this quit is really important. Defined properly at this point. And so
Because isn't it this it? I found up here. Isn't that defined?
So what we have is we have this quit. Quit is a special function where it comes in and never returns. So this is a way to terminate the entire Python program silently with no traceback. Right? So we put in our own error message, so we look like we're professional, say, oh, could not open this file, and then we stop. If you don't, it's going to come down here and it's going to trace back right there. It's going to blow up. So the quit is useful when you want to stop executing because you've detected some kind of an error. So that's a quick zoom through opening and reading through files and doing some patterns. Most of the rest of the programs in this course are going to say open for rstrip, look for, and then do something interesting. That's going to be our loop that we're going to do over and over and over again. And now we see how this looping and if and iteration and variables are starting to come together, and you can actually sort of do a program that does something useful. But before we get to too many more programs, we got to switch a little bit, switch gears, and talk up next about data structures, and that is the shape of data. And how we can use more intricate and complex variables to help solve our problems.
Okay. That is going to be interesting. What does the word continue do in the middle of a loop? Skips the code directly after the loop. Skips to the next iteration of the loop. Yeah, 32%. Ooh. There's no exercise. We might do this. But let's watch the exercise.
Welcome to Python for Everybody. My name is Charles Severance. I'm your instructor. And in this particular video, we are going to do exercise 7.1.
Here's my question. I don't have the files that he... Are they local? Are the files on his computer? Because I don't have them. Can I download them? They're not in the description.
And
We'll see.
This, honestly, even though it's a really simple exercise, is one of my favorite exercises in the book, because in chapters 1 through 6, we've been just kind of learning the basic mechanics. It's like we just, you know, it says bonjour, and we say bonjour, and we're learning, but it's not very fun because we're not really solving it. So this is our first program that's going to read a file and do something with it, and the only thing we're going to do is we're going to convert it to uppercase. So
Okay.
it's just a really simple file, okay?
I just don't know that I'm going to be able to do. I mean, here's what we'll do. We'll copy it this time. We'll copy it. If somehow we are able to access the file, I don't know how that's going to go. You can download the file. I'm an idiot, first of all. Let's try and go there, shall we? pythonlearn.com/code3 mbox-short.txt. Oh, my word. What do I do with this? Holy oh my word. Oh my gosh. How do I download it, though? Save as? We'll just put it on the desktop for now. Here it is. Son of a gun.
So here we go. But the nice thing is, so this is important though, I keep it simple because you got to figure out how to manage files. And that's the payoff for everything that we've done up till now. So let's...
It's another question. I don't know that I'll be able to do this in Visual Studio Code or whatever we have. Studio. Yeah, no Code. Yeah, my bad. What was I doing here? Oh, yeah, no, I was manipulating strings. That's fine. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Can't remember if I saved this, so we'll save it again. And we'll just do some of that. And do 10. Really don't know how this is going to go. So let's go. This is new stuff, man. Hang in there. Open. We need to first open the file. Can I want to back up. So that's how I just wanted to see something like that. So we'll call it open file. That's the variable, right? Open file equals open. And then we'll do the file name, which is on the desktop. Well, we're just straight copying this, folks, trying to keep things easy. Right? That looks intentional. Then shoot, what's our next? What's our...
Let's close that one. So this is our first
Write a program to read through a file. So we got to read through it. Read through it. For... Does that have to be indented? No. For... Read. That might complicate things. I don't know if I can do that. For read file in open file. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't mean to just run it just then. Oh, because I hit shift enter. I didn't know that that's what that did. Yeah, no, I expected an indentation thing yet. I hadn't got to that. For read file, write a program to read through a file and print contents of the file line by line. All. Oh, let's strip it. R strip, right? Stripped file equals L strip. No, R strip. I'm needed. R strip. Open file. So now we're dealing with stripped. It's been stripped. Stripped file. Line by line, all in uppercase. I'm gonna have to look what uppercase is again. Stripped. Upper stripped equals. Let's be a programmer, shall we? Let's look at this up. Python 3 uppercase. We'll see here. Upper. Well, that's easy enough. Upper stripped file. Now we're dealing with upper stripped. Print upper stripped? Is that... Oh, is that... Hold on. No. Crap, I'm nervous. Because there's like a crap ton of data in there, fam. Let's just try it. Screw it. Oh boy. Oh. PY freeze not defined. Of course it isn't. Really? I don't know what it's going to take. Like what's Mbox? Isn't that what I have to freaking do though? Because it's opening it, right? Four. I've got the 4. open. Dude, parentheses are going to be the death of me, man. There we go. Let's try this, huh? Oh my gosh. Here we go. We'll clear this again. No such file and directory. Where is it looking? I'm confused with this.
Program that's going to read a file, 07, everything that we've done up till now. File, okay? So here we go. But the nice thing is, so this is important though, I keep it simple because you got to figure out how to manage files. And that's the payoff for everything that we've done up till now. So let's close that one and say File, New Folder, EX0701. Welcome to Files. Here we are in Files. File, New File. And I'm going to say File, Save As, and put it in EX0701. And I'm going to call it, I could probably come up with a better naming convention than these things, but it works for me, and I'm a programmer. So here we have this file.
It works for me. I'm a programmer.
Let's start up a shell, a terminal program, command line in Windows, shell in Unix, CD desktop, CD Python for everybody, folder in the desktop, Py4E, CD EX07 tab to get me to that. I'm in this working directory and I have these files in there, and so I say Python 3, Python 3 EX07. I saved this, so it's an empty file. Python's perfectly happy running absolutely nothing because I guess you've made no mistakes. Okay, now here's the key thing. We have, in this situation, we've got to have this file.
Right.
And this version of the website has pythonlearn.com. This could also be py4e.com. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to control click on this, control click, open link in new tab. Okay? So now I have this new tab, and this is the file. Okay? And this is the file that we're going to read. We're going to read this file. Okay? Lots of stuff in this file.
This is
You're
helpful
going to get
stuff,
to know
though.
this file really well. The key is that we've got to put this file in this directory, because this program is running in this directory, and this program needs to open the file. And this is where, or if you got some magic little button in, whatever, click run Python, it doesn't know what directory it's running in, and so we've got to get this file in the directory so the program runs in the same directory so it can open the file we're looking at, right?
Exactly.
So here's the directory we want to go to, and I'm going
See, he didn't tell me this in the. How was I supposed to know?
to say, so I've got this file sitting here, and this works for text files. Once they're sort of viewable in the browser, I'm going to say File, Save Page As, and I'm going to go to my desktop. Make this a little bigger. Python for everybody, EX0701, and you'll see this is sitting here, and I'm just going to say Save. So that's now.
Okay. So, got my Steam up and all that stuff. Here's our CRUD, right? Does that do it? Can you see? Yeah. What the heck, man?
Now been saved as if I downloaded the file. So let's go into the terminal and do an ls. And so you see that by my action here in the browser, I have saved a file into the exact same folder that I've got the code for 7.1. So now I can open this file and I can make sense of this file.
Really?
Okay. So I'm going to Atom, and you see Atom even sees the file. So now I.
What?
You can even open the file in Atom. And here's the file in Atom. Atom knows how to read these text files.
We're still watching.
And so away we go. So now EX07.py. This next few lines of code you're going to get to know pretty well. And so I'm going to create a variable called the, come back, I was in the wrong place. I'm going to open the file with the open command, fh equals open mbox short.txt.
Oh. Just mbox? Let's try that. Really? Whoopsie, sorry. Whoops. Oh no, this is where I was. Let's try something here. We're gonna make a folder like he did. We're gonna put our code in there along with the file. It's taken forever to save, forgive me. Yeah, I don't know why it does this. There we go. And now we will put the code, or the file rather, in here. Yeah, it's all together. I don't know what more to do. Save this now. Desktop. What if it's the whole name? Nope.
Now remember that open does not actually read the file. It kind of gives us this little portal where we can take a look at the file. And so if I print FH, you might expect that it would contain all this data, but it doesn't.
Oh.
It just is a file handle.
So I did do this right? I'm not crazy. .txt, do I need to include .txt?
Let me run that. Python 3 x07.py. Okay, so it knows some information. This we'll learn later what objects are. This.
Can I? Okay, I'm just going to comment this for now. I want to say .txt. See if we can replicate the same error he had. Print open file. Open file. Oh, is that all stripped? I just want it all just... I just want what he had. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing. I'll scoot this. Why?
This is a Python object that has some information in it, but the information...
Let's be a little... this.
In this object
There's
is
going to be
not
the main crux
actually
of all this.
the file data. To read the file, we're going to write a while loop.
While? While. It's not what I did. We'll leave that there for a moment. Or what we did, what we have.
I mean a for loop, sorry.
Oh. Yes.
A while loop. So we're going to say for LX. Again, that line is a good name here, but I want to use a non-mnemonic variable. For line in
Why
FH.
mnemonic?
And then I'm just going to say print LX.
Print.
Okay?
Let me send a text real quick. Bear with me. Okay. So he's not worried about stripping or uppercasing yet.
So this is going to loop through every line in the file and print it out. I have to make this a little bigger now because it's going to be very chatty. So that is just a loop to read through. Maybe make this a little smaller. There we go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Missing parentheses in call to print. What am I doing wrong here? Well, the problem is I've been using Python 2 for so long that when I'm not drinking enough coffee, then
Sorry, bear with me.
I'm going to talk Python 2. So the right way to do this, so let me just run this in Python. Never mind, I won't run it in Python 2. I'll just fix it. Because prints go in parentheses in Python 3. So I save it. And now let's run it again. Okay, so there you go. Now,
Bro. So let's just try and we'll leave R4 in there. Well, no. 4. We'll leave the stripped leave the stripped commented out for now, and we will print simply read file or read file. Okay, cross your fingers. I just don't know what I'm doing here, folks. Hold on.
files in there, and so I say I'm a programmer. So here we have EX0701, and I'm going to call it, I could probably come up with a better, so shell, a terminal program, command line, CD things. So this is important though.
Let's go back to the dang Python. Whoops. .com. Am I going to the right place here? Inbox dash. Okay, good. I went save as. That's not what he did. I don't think.
Keep it simple because you got to figure out how to manage files. And that's the payoff for everything that we've done up till now.
I still had it up.
So let's close that one and say File, New Folder.
Once I got this, I feel like I should have a good handle.
Welcome to Files. Here we are in Files. File, New File. And I'm going to say File, Save As, and put it in EX0701. And I'm going to call it, I could probably come up with a better naming convention than these things, but it works for me, and I'm a programmer. So here we have this file. Let's start up a shell, a terminal program, command line in Windows, shell in Unix, CD desktop, CD Python for everybody, folder in the desktop, Py4E, CD EX07 tab to get me to that. I'm in this working directory and I have these files in there, and so I say,
I just thought unless it's an issue with Visual Code, I should try it terminal. Command line. Whoops, sorry about that. I should try it in command line. Command prompt. Whatever the heck.
Python 3, Python 3 EX07. I saved this, so it's an empty file. Python's perfectly happy running absolutely nothing because I guess you've made no mistakes.
Command prompt.
Okay. Now, here's the key thing. We have, in this situation, we've got to have this file. And this version of the website has pythonlearn.com. This could also be py4e.com. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to control-click on this, control-click, open link in new tab. Okay? So now I have this new tab, and this is the file. Okay? And this is the file that we're going to read. We're going to read this file. Okay? Lots of stuff in this file. You're going to get to know this file really well. The key is that we've got to put this file in this directory because this program is running in this directory and this program needs to open the file. And this is where if you got some magic little button in, whatever, click run Python, it doesn't know what directory it's running in. And so we've got to get this file in directory so the program runs in the same directory so it can open the file we're looking at, right? So here's the directory we want to go to, and I'm going to say, so I've got this file sitting here, and this works for text files. Once they're sort of viewable in the browser, I'm going to say File, Save Page As, and I'm going to go to my desktop, Make this a little bigger.
That's what I did.
Python for everybody.
Saved it as a text file.
701. And you'll see this is sitting here, and I'm just going to say save.
I mean, we'll do this just to make it easier, though. Right? Boom.
So that's now been saved as if I downloaded the file.
So now it really is inbox.short. Or, excuse me, inbox-short.txt. I'm just curious, bro. Let's try CD desktop, CD coding, Python 3, .10, yeah, .py. Oh my gosh, it won't work in here either.
So let's go into the terminal file, and I can make sense of this file. Okay, so next few lines, xt.
What do you mean?
Now remember that open does not actually read the file. It kind of gives us this little portal where we can take a look at the file.
Am I
So
doing
if I
something
print
weird
FH,
with the
you might
open file?
expect that it would contain all this data, but it doesn't. It just is a file handle. So let me run that. Python 3 x07.py. Okay, so it knows some variable. Oh boy, oh boy. So the right through this, you see, let's run it again. Okay, so
Yeah, I'm doing exactly like. What is this person doing? It's not necessarily about the code. It's about nobody's having the same problem as us. RIP. What if they were both on the desktop? What if all three of them were on the desktop? Oh my gosh. I'm out of ideas. I mean, unless I just straight copy his like word for. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't think it makes a difference here.
Terminal and do a look at the file. And so if I print FH, you might expect that it would contain all this data, 3 in it, but the information in this object is not.
Just for kicks, let's do it like character for character like him. Come on, there we go. Does that give us the same error? No. You know what? Let's be a coder again. Stack Overflow. If you're running this shell, make sure the current directory of terminal is the same. Well, is it dot dot? No, was it colon? I can't remember how to back up. Shoot. Does this just... Okay, that works. And then it's Python 3 EX 10.py. It worked. Why? Why? I think we've hit the limit of Visual Studio Code. Okay. So that's fascinating. So let's now put it into coding. Whoops. What? Yeah, replace it. sus. Let's save it. Okay, so let's try this again. We'll go cd coding and now go python 3 ex10.py. Oh my word, it worked again. So that's with his code. We'll leave it there just for reference. This is learning, folks. This is what we're doing. Whoops. We will leave the name the same, though. Then we'll go... Whoops. Print. Okay, now we'll just comment this out. Cross your fingers. Because I don't want to be, like, tied to his coding. His, like, phraseology. Because it'll help my brain to know, like, to be able to do stuff on my own. Oh. Wasn't helpful. Oops. Python. Okay. Okay. So we're back in business. We're back. Wow. Just get rid of that crud. Now let's try and finish up the exercise on our own, shall we? What's the exercise? Okay. 4. Scoring 7 years ago. 4. We'll get rid of the print. It's only gonna just, cause a lot more gobbledygook. 4. Wait. 4. Read file. And open file. Oops. Wait, stripped file equals. Okay, so that strips open file right off the rip. For read file, it should be stripped file. Upper. Yeah, so that uppers the stripped file. And then we're going to print upper stripped. That should make sense to me, right? So when we print it, everything will be uppercase. Should be uppercase. Python 3. I'm seeing lower cases. I didn't get any, like, errors, though, did I? No, I didn't. text wrapper. Oh, man. We're going to mess with this a little bit after the exercise. We'll be done after this. After we're done, we're not going to do another video, but we're going to mess with this.
So this is our first print. What am I doing wrong here? So the right away, the problem, might as well. There, let's get rid of that guy. Just delete him. We know how that line works. But you see this extra space, remember? Because in the file, there is a new line. So if you go over here, we make this wide as well. There is a non-printing character at the end of every line called the new line, which is the way in files we store the fact that it goes back to the beginning. So it's like character, 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 go back to the beginning. That was a new line. You know, character, character, character.
I feel like I'm not stripping it right.
Character, character. The next character is a 3. The next character is a new line, and so it goes to the beginning of the next line. So that's the new line. And print. The print statement automatically adds a new line, and so in this case we have one new line from the file, and then we have another new line.
Oh yeah, we got it.
That's
like every
added.
Other.
Okay, but that's okay. We can say ly equals lx dot strip.
Oh.
Actually, r strip.
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
Strip the characters from the...
Oh, I didn't do it right. I didn't do it right. I didn't do it right. Had the right idea. The intent was there. So we'll just rewrite it. So this is going to be open file. Then we'll go script file equals open file dot r strip, right? Why is it still not why it's giving me a white? Why is it white? I feel like it should turn the color.
The right hand side, the non-printing characters from the right hand side, and then we'll print out ly.
Oops. Here, let's clear all this. Is just bonkers. Hey, that worked. Just type CLS. We'll comment out the strip bit. Or the uppercase bit. For now, we'll do print stripped. Save it. And we'll go Python 3. This is, dude, it's come together, man. I don't know if it worked. I don't think it did. There's still spaces to my knowledge. I mean, it doesn't look any different than before.
So I'll clear my screen and run that again. So it is exactly the same thing, but you don't see all these blank lines. And so ly is a different variable. I made a strip of it, and then I printed ly instead of lx. If I had printed lx, I'd get these extra blank lines.
Wait, is my... Whoop. I don't think that worked right for me. No, it didn't. Why? So let's just we'll copy his code again. We'll comment this out. comment, comment, and comment. Man. fx equals open box short txt for lx time nf h y equals lx r. See, now it's a different color. Why? Why wouldn't it do that for me down here? Now. Need to remember the name every time. I think that looks a little different. Okay, honestly, I can't tell. Well, I mean, it's a different color, though. So I'm kind of assuming, right? I'm assuming it's better. Can I just strip it? Can we just... We'll just strip the whole mess. I want to see what it does. Whoa. I'm hitting the arrows literally by accident, and it just... Yo, that's awesome. Okay, ready? What'd that do, huh? Well, that definitely did something, but I just can't tell what it did, really. Whatever. Oops. I guess I'll just trust it did what it's supposed to do.
And so this is a very common thing. You open a file, you loop through it, through all the lines in the file, and then you throw away the non-printing characters at the end of the line, and then you do something with it. And so right now, we're just printing it. But what we're supposed to do in our assignment is make it uppercase. And so let's just call the upper method.
Oh my gosh, that's it? That's all you have to do in the print function? I'm doing that every time from now on. Every time. That'll save so much time. Oh, wait, no. It didn't. Oh. Okay. Dude. I'm stupid, but I'm learning. Crap. Maybe I'm just not... There's still white space in there. I don't understand.
Make them all uppercase. See if that works. And there you go. And so now the line has been shouted. There's only one line and everything is fine, right?
Everything's not fine. Everything's not fine. What the heck am I doing wrong? I'm just curious what it'll do in here. What file found? I'm trying something here. Let's call it 10 test. Oops. Oh, .py, crud. Oh, it's encoding RIP. RIP. Wait. No, it shouldn't matter though. Oh, I'm all confused. So it's in there. Okay, let's try this now. This should work. Okay. What the heck? What? It has to be me saving it, right? That has to be it. Let's just wrap the video up real quick and we'll mess around with some stuff.
So it's been all uppercase. See if that works. And there you go. And so now the line has been shouted. There's only one line and everything is fine. Right?
Shouted?
So it's been shouted, all uppercase.
Oh, all uppercase.
This little syntax here is what's called a method. This is a string variable, and upper is a method within the string variable that returns us an uppercase version of that. And again, that's object-oriented terminology, and we will learn about that in an upcoming chapter. But for now, we just sort of type it and understand it, and later we'll understand better that there's a whole series of things you can do after this dot for a variable in Python. And so there you have the exercise 7.1 for the book Python for Everybody. I hope you found this useful. See you on the net.
Awesome. Okay. So we're going to try something here, right? Line 1 test. Line 2 test. Line 3 test. We're going to save this. Can I do it as a text file? I was like really sure I could do it as a text file. Not OneDrive. I really thought I knew how to like make a text file. I don't know how do you... Notepad? Oh. Brilliant. Okay. So, coding. We'll do test. No, we'll just do test. .txt. It's already going to be txt. So we're going to start from scratch. Really. I'm going to get rid of everything. Blah, blah, blah. And we'll we'll save this. Where's our test? It's in here, isn't it? No. Oh, we're not going to see it in there, duh. Test. Perfect. Test. .txt. No, I don't want to mess with that. That's fine. Great. Okay. So, first we got to open it. Open file equals open test.txt. Print open file. Okay, now we'll bring up command prompt and we'll go. Oops. Python 3 test.py. Oh. Yeah, well, that's valid. We got the error that he had. What did he do?
Hello and welcome to Python4e.com. Fine, and you'll see this is go into the terminal and do an ls and fold it. So now I can even where we can that Python 3. So it knows some information. This we'll learn later what objects are. This is a Python object that has some information in it, but the information in this object is not actually the file data. To read the file, we're going to write a while loop.
Okay, so that actually was... That was good. We did that. 4. This is where we do 4s. 4 read file in open file. Print read file? I can't quite remember. Okay. So stripped equals it's dot stripped, right? What the heck? Why isn't it doing it for me? Why aren't you doing it for me? It has to be it, right?
In the beginning, that was a strip.
It's dot strip? I'm doing it.
strip the characters from the right-hand side. The non-printing.
I don't know. I don't know. But we're going to leave it there for now. We're going to see stripped. Save it. What? Our strip. Yo, man. Is it a read file? Oh gosh, I'm an idiot. If I've been doing that wrong the whole time. I had to have been. Built-in method. What the heck is that? Built-in method R strip. Oh, wait. That will, okay. This should do it. This is it, folks. This is the learning. Okay, so were there 2 spaces? It looks like there were 2 spaces. But they're closer together now. And let's just do strip. Actually, you know what? Let's do L strip. No, we'll just do strip. We'll strip the whole mess. Wow, nothing. No difference. I wonder if that's just a text file. Dang, so I was really just trying to assign the R strip to the wrong thing. Now, watch this. Right? Whoops. Is it upper dot stripped? No. That's not going to work. Upper's not defined. It has to be stripped, dot. Okay, it's a different color now. Wasn't it before? I don't want to cheat. Turn a copy of it. I have an idea. A workaround. Hmm. Crap. I'm just Control Z in this. Okay. Oh, man. What the heck? Oh, it's... Now we know. Strip thing is still weird to me. Strip thing is still weird to me. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Because it's like... So right now we have 3 lines, right? We got 1 line, 2 line, 3 lines. At the end of each of these, before we stripped it, there was a new line. Which made 3... 1, 2, 3. But then there was nothing. There was no data in those new lines. So the print function just it adds one in naturally. That's it. I think that's it. So if we go... Yeah, right here. So there's like 2 spaces. One that the print made, one that the new line at the end of the line made. So there's like 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2 at the bottom. So then we just got rid of one of them. I might talk to my dad about this. The white space stuff. Because it strips everything out the back end of the line. All the white space at the end of the line, which is just the one new line, if I'm not mistaken. But there's still the one that the print function makes, leaving there still 1 space. That's my take. That's my take. Man, so we're going to be using this after all. We're going to be using the command prompt. That'll be great. That'll be great. I'm feeling good. We only did 1 video and 1 exercise, but I'm feeling good. I feel like this was good. I was like feeling tired at the beginning. Not so tired anymore, but we're going to call it here, though, because it's like 3:17. We've been going for almost 2 hours. This stuff is great, though. I'm going to save this just to be safe. Awesome. Tomorrow, files as a sequence. Man. So... Let me hop into this real quick. 1 second. Okay. So, there we go. Something I'm looking forward to. We're in Python right now, obviously, right? A lot of... Oh, I don't know how to... I don't know how to explain it, but it's like it's like computing or calculating or finding something or changing something after you found it. What I want to do, like what I'm looking forward to learning, is like HTML. Like being able to change how something looks on a screen with code. Like that would be really cool. Like making websites. I kind of passively, not very often, but I've thought a little bit about like what to do in terms of like the whole name of the game here, this series, if you will, the phase 1 of this channel, journey to becoming a software engineer, right? I want to become a software engineer. But on that road, like I'm thinking about like when to apply for certain jobs, stuff like that. And if I learn HTML and I have a pretty good understanding of, I'm not saying this is going to be like next week, or next month, but like, as we're going through this, as we're learning HTML, as we're learning JavaScript, stuff like that, it's going to be great. I mean, to be able to it's going to be good. That's not where I was trying to go with it. It's going to be awesome to be able to make websites, and like I have thought about where to take those skills to make websites. Like I've done a significant amount of work freelance for businesses and like production companies and stuff. And it's only been production companies, but if I could talk to businesses, be like, hey, I can make your website. Like I know how to work freelance. I know how to do that racket. So that might be a good moneymaker as we're still plugging along towards software engineering. That might be something to consider. Anything else for now? I'm trying to think. We're going through Python for everybody, and that's great, and I'm loving it. But like this, see, we still haven't messed with the percent. So I'm nervous to like, not nervous, but it's like I'd be copying code, which I know I'm going to be doing like professionally, but I wish I could skip this one. Let me do something I like know how to do. Hey, I know what strip means now, though. If name equals main. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I literally just copy and paste because it's like, fam, I don't know what percent. I don't know. But yeah, leak code might dip into leak code a little bit. We'll see. But I think it's going to do it for now. Oh, crap. I was looking at, I'm sorry. Y'all didn't know the screen I was looking at. I was on I was on here looking at this stuff though. That's where I was like, strip. Sorry. And I was over at like mentioned leak code. I don't think I went over this page, though, so you didn't miss anything there. But now you know what I was, where my brain was at. Oh, and this is easy? Frick. What the heck? Oh, I wonder if I should just copy and paste the... Oh, I wonder if I should do that. Copy and paste the code just to kind of move on to something else that could hopefully do. But I don't want to get, like, credit for it. Does it, like, grade me? I feel like it would probably grade me, and I don't want to do that. I don't know about this. We're not going to worry about this for now. As I'm, like, actively worrying about it right now. Yeah, we're gonna let this be. But thank you guys so much for watching. Good old 2-hour stream again. I'm glad it didn't turn out to be like a short one, because I would have felt kind of bad. I was like, oh, I'm tired. My headache's gone. That feels good. But we're learning step by step. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment if you have a prayer request, or if you don't. Comment anything you want. Not anything. I mean, try and keep it clean. I mentioned this before. Try and keep it family friendly. But comment if you have a prayer request. I'd love to be able to pray for you guys. Like and subscribe if you want. And yeah, love God, love people. I will see you guys tomorrow.